AirPod sequels and the reviews are in for Apple's newest products. Let's get right to the core of this week's Apple news and rumors. We begin our show with a little product that hasn't gotten much airtime this year, but could soon be getting its chance to shine. The AirPods. Those tiny wireless earbuds that we, or at least I, love to make fun of when Apple first announced them about 2 years ago, and apparently now have become a cultural phenomenon. Seriously, I am seeing these things everywhere. In fact, they just shot to the top of Best Buy's bestseller list for the month of October. This according to a report by ThinkNum. Now, the irony is that the other product in this bestseller list is that lightning to headphone adapter. Now, the latest leaks suggest we could see a sequel very soon. According to My Smart Price, Apple has just received a mandatory certification from the Bluetooth Special Interest Group, or SIG. This is needed for any Bluetooth product to exist. Now, this would pretty much confirms that there's a sequel in the works. So the question then becomes, when are we going to see the sequel, and what new features will it bring? So let's start with that last one, because we think we know a lot about what the new AirPods would bring. And it would be pretty much a given based on the filing that they would have Bluetooth 5.0, which would allow for longer range, more reliability, and better battery life for the AirPods. The other feature that Apple has pretty much confirmed with its promotional video of the AirPower Mat is that they will include a wireless charging case. Other features could include hands-free Siri, waterproofing, better noise cancellation, and maybe a matte black version. That would look sleek. But according to the filing, there wasn't just one, but 2 models that were approved. So what would that second one include? We've also been hearing about health features coming to the AirPods, becoming hearables. This could include a heart rate monitor like what you find on the Apple Watch, but in fact it might even be more reliable in the ear than on the wrist, along with maybe other biometric data that could work alongside the Apple Watch. Now, the other rumor about these other AirPods is that they could be over the ear, kind of like the Beats. And now the question about when. So the fact that they've received the certification means it could be very soon. And while they did miss out on the chance to launch them on the October event, they could still choose to release them before the holiday shopping spree. But my money's on early 2019, maybe in a spring event like what they did with the new iPads, or at the very latest by WWDC. I really don't think they would delay them until a September iPhone launch, because in the meantime, their competitors have already started to catch up. Nokia has launched a $79 version of the AirPods, while Xiaomi just launched a $30 version, both with Bluetooth 5.0. Plus, they need to deliver for all those people mourning the loss of the headphone jack on the new iPads. And speaking of iPads, the reviews are in for Apple's latest batch of products, including those 2 new iPad Pros, MacBook Air, and Mac Mini. And as to be expected, it's kind of a mixed bag. Apple has obviously chosen to feature the glowing reviews on its site, but in terms of the iPad Pro, at least according to our own reviewer Scott Stein, it is a powerful and sleek new device, but it's not quite ready to replace a laptop. Now, in terms of the MacBook Air, it has all the updates that everybody wanted in that thin little laptop. But according to our own Dan Ackerman, it's also nothing new, really, and it's Apple kind of playing catch up to where laptops are in 2018. Now, with the Mac Mini, it seems like the new higher price is actually justified based on all the things that this little machine can do. The higher price on the other products, though, still on the chopping block. These new products hit stores this week, with users getting them starting Wednesday. And so far, the iPads are showing the longest delays, with expected arrival times of late November into early December. Then the MacBook Air, and then that Mac Mini, which is still on track for a speedy delivery. But to me, the best thing about these new products is that they make last year's models even cheaper, and the Black Friday deals have already started. Meanwhile, rumor has it the iPhone XR isn't selling out like hotcakes, as many, including Apple, expected. Now, according to a report in Japanese site Nikkei, Foxconn, Apple's manufacturer, has only been using 45 of the 60 assembly lines it had prepared to produce the XR. According to the same report, that would translate into about 100,000 fewer devices. Pegatron, Apple's other manufacturer, is cited as having similar issues as well. But that doesn't mean Apple won't sell iPhones this holiday season by any means, because the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus seem to be in high demand. Nikkei also notes that Apple has ordered more of these devices to be made to keep up with demand. So either users still want that home button, or they're not willing to spend as much on an iPhone. The 8 costs $150 less than the XR and $400 less than the XS. And in Apple Watch news this week, looks like the bug in watchOS 5.1 that was bricking some Series 4 watches has been fixed, as Apple this week released a 5.1.1 version to patch things up. Now, the original update was going to bring better emergency response features to the fall detection on the Series 4, but it had to eliminate it almost immediately following the release after users were experiencing this problem. Now, the bad news for users who did report the problem is that they had to send in their device and receive a replacement Series 4 from Apple. Now, in other Apple Watch news, it seems like Spotify could be coming to a wrist near you, something Apple Watch users have been begging for a very long time. Now, some users have already started posting pictures of what this would look like on the watch on Reddit. And although not a lot of people have the beta yet, it means that it's coming. That does it for our show this week, but I want to know what features you'd most like to see on those AirPod sequels. Is it a matte black finish, waterproofing, or heart rate? Leave your answer on the comment section below or hit me up on Twitter and come back next week for more Apple Core.